From Bigfoots lurking in snowy mountains, to a 10-year-old accidentally capturing one on their iPad, here are Bigfoot sightings in broad daylight. In 2011, a family was on their trip to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee when they witnessed something they had never expected. They were having a good time with the kids playing and everything when the man recording it all focused on something in the background. This is when they caught this. But if you think this was it for the creature's appearance, then you are wrong, because right a couple of seconds later, it appeared again, this time hiding behind trees and bushes. The family was convinced that what they were seeing was a Bigfoot, and thus they titled it Real Bigfoot Footage. The video earned millions of views and had everyone wondering if what they were seeing was Bigfoot or just a hoax like many others. Many, however, were actually convinced that it was real, having their own reasons. I've been there, and it's a long hike uphill to the top of Clingman's Dome. The elevation is 6,643 feet, and the air is thin. It gets hard to breathe up there. The side where it was spotted is very steep, and I don't think that if it was some guy in a Bigfoot costume, he would have to be in very good shape to walk there. I think it's a real Bigfoot. Interestingly, the Smoky Mountains have long been a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings. The region even hosts annual events like the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival in Townsend, where enthusiasts gather to share stories and evidence. These gatherings highlight the area's rich history of unexplained encounters. One of the most infamous cases in Tennessee is the Flintville Monster. In the 1970s, residents of Flintville reported sightings of a large bipedal creature with a foul odor, often described as an albino Bigfoot. And well, since then, people have believed in monsters in Tennessee, whether it be Bigfoot or something else. They just know that something lurks there, making itself known every now and then. In 2001, IMAX released a documentary named Great North. It was about the unique, beautiful landscape of the Arctic and the long-standing traditions of the cultures who live in the cold north. The movie was released, people watched it, and forgot about it, until years later in 2010, when a man named Ricky uploaded a short clip from the movie to YouTube, which led many to be shocked by what they were seeing. At about the 16th second of the clip, a black figure appears right behind the herd of caribou. The obscured creature, which appears to be moving on 2 feet and upright like a gorilla, was filmed above a massive running herd of caribou plunging into a local water source. The unidentified beast, which seems out of place in the area, moves in the opposite direction. The black figure was what had everyone confused. Some thought it to be a crew member, while others thought it was Bigfoot. And then, one comment had everyone silent. I was the cameraman and co-director of the movie. I can verify that no human with a backpack, bicycle, black suit, or a black bear was within 200 miles of this caribou migration. The idea of a human chasing a herd that is running that fast is absurd. For non-believers, go there and try to get within 200 yards of a caribou on foot. Their survival instinct is more intelligent than us humans. And it was true. To be able to catch caribou running around, or to go near them while they are migrating, was not something a normal human being would be able to do. So then, it was more than clear that whatever it wasn't a human. And then there was the fact that in those mountains, it wasn't the only sighting of Bigfoot, and it wasn't an isolated thing. Multiple reports from the Yukon, Alaska, and parts of northern Canada all describe similar ape-like creatures. These northern versions of the creature are rarely talked about in mainstream cryptid stories, but they might be some of the most plausible due to how untouched and isolated the terrain is. And honestly, when a co-director of a major IMAX documentary is saying, "We have no idea what that was," you kind of have to pause and wonder. This is professionally filmed in a place where humans aren't supposed to be walking around like that. Whatever it was, it didn't belong there, and it definitely wasn't part of the script. In a small Alaskan village, a 10-year-old boy unknowingly captured something that would later have Bigfoot believers buzzing. He was simply taking photos around the woods, just like any curious kid would, when one of his shots showed something he didn't notice at the time. Right there in the background, behind the trees, was a tall, black figure that looked like it was trying to blend in. It didn't have the shape of a bear, and it wasn't someone in hunting gear either. The proportions seemed off. According to the kid, he was out with his sister and cousin, walking from their house back into some woods. At one point, he looked up and saw what he believed to be a Bigfoot, about 10 yards from them. As people approached the kid, asking about the whole incident and how exactly he managed to take such an epic picture of Bigfoot, the boy made sure to tell them exactly where Bigfoot was and what happened. Locals who saw the photo believed it was a Sasquatch, and they weren't exactly surprised. That specific part of Alaska has long been rumored to be home to something strange. And then there is the whole story of Thomas Bird, the experienced outdoorsman who went on a solo trip to search for Bigfoot and never came back. As park rangers and Bird's family searched for him, they discovered a campsite deep in the wilderness near Chandler Lake. But when they arrived, they found the site in disarray, with Bird's belongings scattered all around, and it was believed very much that it had something to do with Bigfoot. And considering how remote and wild Alaska still is, the idea of a hidden species living undetected doesn't feel that far-fetched. Back in 2006, a man named Harley Hoffman claimed he spotted something unusual while driving through the woods of British Columbia. He was alone, driving past a remote area, when something on the side of the road caught his eye. Naturally, he pulled over and started recording. In the video, you can see a dark, upright figure casually walking through the trees. But this wasn't just some blurry background shadow. The creature's movements were oddly natural, and it didn't react like a person would after spotting a camera. The part that had people convinced was that this film had detail, and it was very similar to the Patterson-Gimlin film. The major detail of the film that has always convinced many of it possibly being real is the width of the back, with deltoids and triceps definition, and a clear spine seen on the back. For years, people have debated whether what Harley captured was real. Some say it was a man in a costume. Others argue that if you really watch how it walks, how it moves through the brush, it doesn't look staged at all. Even people on Reddit couldn't help but believe what they were seeing. I don't have background info, but that looks believable as hell. The walk, the sheer mass, the thick fur, all of it just makes sense. And the comparisons to the Patterson-Gimlin film kept coming in, not just because of the look, but because this wasn't just anywhere. This happened in Canada, and Canada is basically Bigfoot's home turf. We're talking about a country with dozens of Bigfoot reports, alleged sightings, footprint casts, and even claims of skulls being found. Honestly, the amount of Bigfoot activity reported in Canada makes you wonder. Either people up north are all in on the same prank, or there's something hiding in those woods that we just haven't figured out yet. In 2013, a trail cam in the woods of Louisiana was triggered by a group of crows flying past. But what it accidentally captured was something no one expected. What showed up in the frame wasn't just wildlife, it was a figure that didn't belong. Standing behind the crows was a massive, dark creature, partially obscured by the trees. Judging by the height of the structure it was next to, the figure is estimated to be well over 7 feet tall. For years, people believed it was Bigfoot, especially given its size, posture, and the deep wood setting. But then, someone looked closer at the final frame. The creature's legs, its posture, even the shape of the head. It didn't just look like Bigfoot anymore. Some said it looked like a dogman. And if that's true, this wouldn't just be a rare sighting. It would be one of the clearest pieces of trail cam evidence we've ever gotten of the dogman. Do you believe it's a Sasquatch? Or did Louisiana's trail cams accidentally catch something even more dangerous? In 2021, a photo surfaced online showing a young caiman with an unusual tail, one that appeared to have 2 caudal fins, almost like a mermaid's tail. At first glance, it looked like a bizarre mutation, but upon closer examination, experts suggested it might be a case of tail regrowth gone awry. Such anomalies, while rare, aren't entirely impossible. There have been instances where reptiles, including caimans, have exhibited unusual formations due to injuries or developmental issues, like the one which had a deformed head. Despite his head being like that, he managed to grow to a giant size of 15 feet tall. So where many thought of it as a unique mutation, others found themselves wondering how this was going to affect the caiman's swimming. In 2024, a photo posted online stunned animal lovers. It showed a tiny tortoise basking in the African sun, but with two fully formed heads. The tortoise, named Kianga, quickly caught attention not just for how rare she was, but for how healthy and alert both heads seemed. In most cases, animals with two heads, a condition known as bicephaly, don't survive long due to health complications. But Kianga wasn't the first of her kind to beat the odds. There's also Janus, a two-headed Greek tortoise who just turned 25 years old, making him the world's oldest living bicephalic tortoise. Janus lives at the Natural History Museum in Geneva and requires special care, but he's defied every expectation. Each head has its own brain, and caretakers have learned to guide them through disagreements, like which direction to walk or which food to eat. Cases like Kianga and Janus are incredibly rare. Most two-headed reptiles are born due to genetic mutations or developmental issues during embryonic growth, and even when they do hatch, survival is usually limited to days or weeks. Kianga is still young, and it's too early to tell what her future holds, but if Janus is any sign, she might just surprise us all. In a small village in India, locals were left speechless when a goat gave birth to something that didn't look quite right. The baby goat had a face that resembled a human, with a flat nose, small lips, and forward-facing eyes. The footage quickly spread online, with people around the world reacting in disbelief. Some were horrified. Others thought it was some kind of supernatural sign. But in the village, people started treating the goat like a divine being, offering it prayers and calling it a miracle. Not surprisingly, this wasn't the only case of its sort. Multiple videos started emerging on the internet showing many goats that had very similar deformities. They looked more like humans than goats. Now, while people were confused and wondering what was happening, many even blamed it on humans. Experts, though, had a different take. According to veterinarians, the goats likely suffered from a condition known as craniofacial abnormality, a rare birth defect where the skull does not form properly in the womb. In animals, this can result in deformities that make the face appear oddly human. Sadly, goats born with these defects rarely survive more than a few days, and despite the attention it got, this goat was no exception. It passed away shortly after birth. It's not the first time something like this has happened either. Similar cases have popped up before, especially in rural parts of India, where these kinds of animals are often seen as omens, both good and bad. In 2021, a shocking discovery was made by a hiker deep in the woods of the UK. What was supposed to be a peaceful walk quickly turned into something unsettling when he stumbled upon a collection of baby dolls nailed to trees. The dolls were placed in various positions, some with their heads hanging upside down, others in unnatural poses. As if that wasn't disturbing enough, people watching it noticed something weird going on in the background. In the background, a white creature appeared for a second before vanishing into the bushes again, and this just had people confused and disturbed. At around 15 seconds, and then again about 22 seconds, a large white creature can be seen in the background. To start with, I thought was a polar bear until my husband told me was in UK where we live. As the mystery deepened, more details about the location were uncovered. The dolls had been nailed to the trees in an abandoned village, which only added to the weirdness. The area was once a military hospital during World War I and then a Ministry of Pensions hospital into the early to mid-1920s. The huts were taken over by itinerant workers until the 1950s and included a church and a shop. The community had strong bonds between those living there. Eventually, many were moved by the local council to new houses around Brindley Crescent, about a mile away. The dolls have been taken down now by the authorities, but the whole situation still remains a mystery since no one has a single clue as to why they were placed there.
This video feels like a scene right out of a nightmare. Recorded by a homeowner, it captures an enormous and terrifying tornado looming in front of a house. The tornado is massive, reaching skyward with considerable thickness. Interestingly, despite its appearance of standing still, there's a chilling fact I've heard. If it seems stationary, it might be heading your way. After capturing the initial footage, the homeowner wisely retreats inside the house. From a safer distance, the video shows the tornado's vast and towering presence against the sky. Towards the end, rain starts falling, and although the tornado seems to calm down, the lingering fear remains. Imagine encountering such a situation outside your house. What would you do? Picture yourself on a country road recording the beautiful scenery when suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, you spot a mysterious glowing light. This video comes from a family on a road trip, navigating through a mountainous terrain, and they stumble upon a strange glowing orb in the distance. The orb is remarkably bright, moving around as if the source generating it is alive. What makes it particularly strange and unsettling is that it's situated in the middle of nowhere, without any visible source around. To me, it seems like some kind of advanced alien technology. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this intriguing phenomenon. This video is a bit dated, but gained quite a bit of popularity back in the day. It showcases a creature captured from the Sea of Azov, and what makes it intriguing is that it doesn't resemble any familiar aquatic creature. Initially, it appears fish-like, but when the camera captures its entire body, strange features emerge. The creature has a strange ribcage in its midsection, and its face looks humanoid with eyes, a mouth, and distinct lips. Additionally, the creature boasts an unusually long tail. Some viewers speculate that it might be a type of mermaid, while others, including myself, lean towards the possibility of it being a mutated species of stingray due to its striking resemblance. This video gained considerable attention on the internet in early 2019, capturing what many viewers deemed a strange creature in the mountains. The footage features a man recording the picturesque scenery of a lake surrounded by mountains. While panning the camera, a glimpse of a creature on the rocky mountain comes into view. Upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that the creature was stalking the cameraman from a distance. Initially resembling a bear, a more detailed look reveals a head shape unlike that of a bear. Instead, it appears humanoid. The creature seems to have thick black fur covering its head. However, as soon as it senses being spotted by the camera, the creature swiftly runs off into the mountains, concluding the video. In my opinion, this creature bears a striking resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on it? Watching those slimy alien creatures in movies may give us the creeps, but it's a relief knowing they're not real. Or are they? This video, captured by a homeowner, reveals something unusual gliding in his backyard. This creature resembles a slime, and its entire body seems to move independently. As it slides, it leaves behind a wet trail, adding to the mystery. The unsettling part is its body, which looks like a composition of multiple creatures stacked on top of each other. A plausible explanation could be that it's a collective of some kind of worms moving together in a group. However, if that's not the case, there's a chance these creatures are not from our world, suggesting the possibility of alien life. If the previous creature didn't seem alien enough, we have another one straight from the grounds of Taiwan. In this video, recorded by a local, we come face to face with a weird stringy creature. At first glance, it may resemble entangled tapeworms, but a few seconds into the video reveals a different story. This creature is truly unusual, with a long main body that looks like a tapeworm or a similar type. What makes it particularly unsettling is the presence of string-like formations around it. Some viewers suggest it's a tapeworm entangled in black, string-like elements, but to me, it seems like those are just parts of this creature's body. Whatever this creature may be, I wouldn't want it near me in any circumstances, because you never know what they are capable of. As children, we fantasized about mermaids, believing they gracefully roamed our oceans like any other aquatic beings. However, with maturity, we learned they were merely mythical creatures. Yet, a recent discovery in California has sparked curiosity. A snake-like baby found and preserved for genetic study. This baby exhibits serious birth defects, featuring snake-like skin, tiny lizard-like skin, and most unsettlingly, an extended snake-like lower body. With an elongated six-fingered hand and a skull that's also elongated, the combination of these features gives the baby an appearance reminiscent of a mermaid. Remarkably, from head to tail, the baby measures a whopping 37 inches. It's fascinating to observe how certain aspects of this creature resemble humanoid features, while others evoke an unsettling aquatic essence. One hopes that the university or research center studying this creature delves into the depths of its mutations, paving way for understanding such anomalies. This video originates from the Borneo forest and was captured by locals there. On a typical morning in their village, a villager stumbled upon a strange creature in the nearby woods and alerted others. The villagers, curious, went to investigate, and this is what they recorded. In the video, we witness a strange creature crawling towards a lake. This creature appears to be a blend of a dog and a baby hippo. Its head and facial features resemble those of an American bully dog, while its body resembles that of a newborn hippo. The creature struggles to walk, resorting to crawling away from the villagers and towards the lake. With no fur on its body, it appears weak, and its hind legs are unusually long compared to the typically four-legged creatures we encounter in the forest. The question arises, is this a new creature discovered by the Borneo village? The company that introduced nanny cams as a lifesaver, aiming to help parents monitor their babies around the clock, sometimes ends up capturing scenes that, instead of providing a sense of relief, leave us feeling uneasy. In this video, we observe a baby room where a chair with some fluffy toys is placed in front of a nanny cam. After a few seconds, the monkey toy positioned in the middle starts lifting its head on its own. The toy engages in humanoid movements for a while before coming to a rest. After a couple of seconds, it starts moving again, repeating these actions at intervals. This proves to be quite an unsettling sight, especially for the parents whose baby room is being observed. After witnessing this clip, it might be a good idea to leave some spare toys for these unknown entities to play with instead of using the baby's toys. This video hails from Ireland and presents eerie footage of a cryptid captured at a girls' hostel. In the video, we witness the girls behind the camera genuinely frightened, searching the hallways for something ominous. As they turn on the hallway lights, there is initially nothing in sight. Undeterred, they venture upstairs into the darkness. Upon turning on the hallway light upstairs, something chilling appears at the end of the corridor. The encounter is undeniably unsettling, and by pausing the video at the precise frame where the creature is visible, it appears humanoid, but on all fours. This cryptid is looking directly at the girls, conveying an imminent threat. Given such situations, my advice for all of you would be to bring along some form of protection, such as a stick or pepper spray during future investigations. You never know what you might encounter. Imagine waking up in the morning, ready to start your day, only to encounter a snake emerging from your toilet. This video captures exactly that scenario, unfolding in Malaysia. In the footage, we witness a thick snake emerging from the homeowner's toilet. The homeowner records the unsettling scene from a safe distance, suggesting that they encountered the snake before deciding to document it. The snake casually explores its surroundings, seemingly searching for a way to exit. This sight is undeniably frightening and unsettling, as it turns a common morning routine into a potential encounter with unexpected wildlife. Imagine you're out for a walk, and you get this feeling that someone or something might be following you. You might brush it off as just a passing thought. But what if it's not? There's a video that comes from a home security camera showing a backyard fence that seems a bit beaten up. However, the real focus is on the face peeking through the gaps in that worn-out fence. This face is really strange and eerie. It's like a mix of human and ape, covered in a thick layer of black fur. It's just staring right into the backyard of the house. Some might say it looks like Bigfoot, but we can't be sure since only the face is visible. After a while, this mysterious creature just walks away. I know some say it is Bigfoot, but from all the videos I have seen, this one looks way different. The face looks skeletal-like, nothing we'd expect from a Bigfoot. So what was this creature? What were its motives? Why was it staring inside the house like that? There are many unanswered questions. Ever watched those horror movies where a group of friends goes on a camping trip in the forest only to encounter a strange creature haunting them? Well, this video captures a real-life version of that scenario. 3 friends are camping in the Canadian forest when, suddenly at night, one of them hears strange noises emanating from outside their camp. Curiosity prompts him to investigate, but the sight outside terrifies him, sending him into a panic.
Yo, what's... Run! Run!
The other friend also ventures out, experiencing the same fearful reaction, and both decide to bolt. The friend recording the video also rushes out, and upon looking back with the camera, we witness the source of their terror. A 4-legged, terrifying figure has infiltrated their camp. This creature appears to be a hybrid of a dog and a human, exuding a threatening aura. It's an intensely frightening encounter, and one can only imagine the potential danger if this creature had managed to capture one of them. This YouTube video from the Squatch Watch channel captures a truly frightening scene that would be a nightmare for any homeowner. In the footage recorded by a homeowner, we get a view of the backyard with a dog that's fixated on something in the dark. The homeowner is puzzled about why the dog is behaving this way and what could be frightening her pet.
What are you doing?
Calling out to the dog yields no response. The canine remains motionless, staring into the darkness with intense focus. Perplexed, the homeowner approaches the dog and, upon looking in the same direction, experiences a shock of a lifetime. 2 glowing eyes staring back at her. These eyes are positioned at a low height, suggesting the presence of some strange animal that had captured the dog's attention. I wonder if it could be some sort of devil dog. What are your thoughts on this mysterious encounter? Imagine being out on your speedboat, enjoying the sight of dolphins and sharks swimming alongside you, but suddenly you see a massive, fearsome predators chasing you. There's a video captured by a fisherman during a routine fishing trip that tells a thrilling tale. As the fishermen were going about their usual fishing run, they suddenly sensed something trailing them. With a burst of speed, they realized it wasn't just any marine creature. It was a massive crocodile. This formidable predator wasn't leisurely swimming. It was actively chasing the fishing boat, keeping pace effortlessly. The sight of this colossal crocodile in hot pursuit sends a shiver down the spine. It's astonishing to think that these hefty creatures, typically associated with a slow and lumbering nature, could be so agile and determined in a chase. Perhaps it was after the captured fishes on the boat. But if not, the only other chilling possibility is that the crocodile had its sights set on the humans aboard. Ever heard of skinwalkers? These are creatures that can shapeshift into different animals and trick their prey. There's a video taken by a hiker that supposedly shows the true form of a skinwalker. In the video, the hiker points the camera at a tree in the dark. It seems like they were trying to capture something at the top of the tree. As the camera zooms in, a face becomes visible on the tree, giving an eerie feeling. The face then moves a bit, revealing the entire body of the supposed skinwalker, looking quite human-like. It appears that this skinwalker might have taken the form of a lady to lure the unsuspecting hiker. The situation seems unsettling, and there's a concern that the hiker may have fallen into a trap.
I know he's right there.
I can't quite grasp why some adventurous hikers are drawn to the deep woods at night, considering we never really know what lurks in those shadows. This video comes from one such daring hiker, recording the woods around him during his nighttime adventure. While scanning the surroundings, he spots something unusual in the distance that grabs his attention.
What the f is that? What is that?
Zooming in on the mysterious figure, he realizes it's not a familiar sight. It's a cryptid seemingly stalking him. Recognizing that an unknown creature is on his tail, the hiker swiftly makes a run for it.
Oh, it's moving. No. Look at that. No, look at that.
Some viewers who watched the video speculated that it might be a person wearing a mask, given the facial features. I lean towards that possibility too, as the creature's body, covered in realistic-looking black fur, adds an unsettling touch to the encounter. This video is from a forest ranger who responded to a night call from locals, reporting strange noises near a water pump camp. Armed with a flashlight and a camera for evidence, the ranger ventured into the area. Initially, everything seemed normal and quiet as he explored the surroundings. However, as he continued recording and reached a bush, something caught his attention. A strange creature peeked out from behind the bush, and when it fully emerged, it revealed its truly bizarre nature. The creature's eyes reflected the flashlight, and its body had an unusual shape. Its hands seemed connected to its head, while the lower part of its body appeared somewhat humanoid. The creature's skin was bare, without any fur, and its eyes had a strange, binocular-like appearance. Encountering this strange and somewhat scary sight, the ranger deserves credit for staying composed and recording the creature for a solid 5 seconds. When it comes to Bigfoot sightings, many are often dismissed as fake, but Claudia Ackley's captures have gained credibility among analysts. One of her most notable pieces of footage shows a large, dark figure peeking from behind a tree in the distance. The creature appears massive, displaying a humanoid body with a head, shoulders, and a thick black furred covered body. It seems like this creature is stealthily observing a family, remaining motionless to avoid detection. However, once it senses it's being recorded, the creature departs. Claudia Ackley believes this was the legendary Bigfoot, citing numerous sightings in the area. What are your thoughts on her capture? Does it seem authentic to you, or do you think it might be a hoax? This video originates from India, capturing a road through a security camera. In the footage, we can see cars passing by on the road around 10:30 in the morning. As the scene unfolds, a woman pedestrian is walking on the side of the road. However, As she is about to cross, a shadowy black figure suddenly appears before her. The figure starts chasing the woman, prompting her to look back and realize the pursuit. In a moment of tension, the black figure transforms into a humanoid shape and begins running after her. Eventually, both go out of the camera frame, and the video concludes with a wild chase. It's concerning to witness the girl encountering this ghost-like figure, and one can't help but feel sympathy for her. If I were in her shoes, I would likely have reacted the same way, running away from the mysterious and eerie encounter. The connection between hikers and Bigfoot is like a tale of Romeo and Juliet, and this video perfectly captures why. Recorded by a hiker in Alaska back in 2011, the footage unfolds in a dense wooded forest. Amidst the trees, a creature resembling Bigfoot casually strolls through the woods.
There it is, it's right behind that tree.
This Bigfoot-like being is massive, boasting a body covered in white fur. It appears to be on a mission, moving swiftly through the forest. Impressively, the creature effortlessly jumps over obstacles, showcasing both size and agility. Upon closer inspection, the Bigfoot bears a resemblance to an ape. However, what makes this sighting even more intriguing is the absence of apes in Alaska, making it highly likely that this is indeed the elusive Bigfoot. Picture yourself on a sundown grocery run, cruising in your car when suddenly, everything becomes brilliantly bright, as if the sun has made an unexpected reappearance. However, the reality dawns on you. It's not the sun causing this intense illumination. This video originates from Russia and was captured by a car's dashcam. The footage reveals a strange, glowing light traversing the sky, gradually approaching the surface. As it descends, the light intensifies, illuminating everything below. According to news reports, this phenomenon was caused by a meteorite disintegrating upon entering Earth's atmosphere. The awareness that it was a meteorite adds an unsettling element to the video. Contemplating the potential consequences if the meteorite had struck the Earth's surface raises questions about the magnitude of destruction it could have caused. Thankfully, the meteorite disintegrated in the sky, preventing any catastrophic impact on the ground. This YouTube video, posted by a channel named Asia Wire, showcases an unusual humanoid baby with distinctive features that set it apart from a typical human infant. The baby in the video possesses hands and feet resembling those of an animal, along with a mouth adorned with two prominent fangs and strange ears. The footage, recorded by a woman, appears to be a demonstration of this creature, which could potentially be a prop for a creative project. While there's a possibility that this is a prop, its realistic appearance draws parallels to characters from fantasy films, such as those in The Lord of the Rings. Despite having some human-like features, the baby bears a striking resemblance to a Tasmanian devil, evident in its fangs, hands, feet, and even a tail. The question arises, is this a hybrid between a Tasmanian devil and a human, or is it simply a prop designed for a movie project? This video unveils the discovery of a mysterious marine creature in Mexico, found stranded on a beach. The creature appears massive, resembling a giant octopus upon initial observation. Unfortunately, it seems to have perished a while ago, and its presence raises questions for both locals and investigating authorities. As the cameraman explores the creature's surroundings, it becomes evident that the creature was even larger before reaching the beach, indicated by the segments around it, and upon closer inspection, it seems to be covered with a large piece of fabric entangled in mud. Investigators on the scene attempt to lift this fabric using a stick. While some speculate that this might be a combination of various dead aquatic creatures mixed with ocean plastic waste, such a suggestion remains speculative and uncertain. I have a deep appreciation for trail cameras, as they offer a glimpse into the hidden life of the forest, capturing both the fascinating and the unknown. This particular video originates from a trail camera set up in a house backyard. As the footage unfolds, we find ourselves in a snowy landscape, illuminated only by the night sky. Suddenly, a strange humanoid figure dashes across the screen. The creature got long, slender legs and a tall physique, prompting some viewers to suggest it might be a Bigfoot. However, to me, it appears to be something else entirely. We catch a glimpse of flashlight beams, hinting that someone might be actively searching for this mysterious creature. This video raises numerous questions, leaving us pondering the identity of the creature, the reason for its presence, and who might be pursuing it. Here's a friendly piece of advice for all you nature enthusiasts. When you're out enjoying a hike in the forest, it's probably best not to investigate if you happen to hear a scream emanating from the dense woods. This video captures a hiker's experience as he records his journey through the deep woods. Suddenly, a bone-chilling scream echoes through the trees, sending shivers down his spine. The scream is both terrifying and oddly strange, ruling out the possibility of it being a mountain lion, as they typically produce more distinctive humanoid screams. In my estimation, this eerie scream could be attributed to a Skinwalker, known for luring unsuspecting hikers into the depths of the woods, setting them up as potential prey. This video originates from Russia, showcasing a weird, mutated goat baby. The goat's appearance is both strange and disconcerting, featuring a face with human-like attributes such as a long nose, mouth, and eyes. Its body is deformed, with unusually long front legs and back legs, making it challenging for the poor goat to walk. Additionally, the video suggests that breathing is a struggle for this creature. While the sight is unsettling, one can't help but feel sympathy for the goat, facing difficulties in daily life due to its deformities. Unfortunately, creatures with such deformations often have shorter lifespans, but there's hope that this goat defies the odds and continues to survive. This video was being recorded by two sisters just for fun, showing them goofing around for a while. But at some point, something bizarre appears right next to the corner of the door. The face of a pale woman with long dark hair can be seen peeking at them. The girl recording immediately notices it and goes after it, only to be met by this sight. She grabs her sister and both run outside, clearly spotting that there is someone inside their house. What exactly was that? A long-gone resident of the building, still trapped inside the house's walls? What do you think? The video you are about to see was supposedly taken by a villager who managed to finally catch a glimpse of what many people described as a nightmare for their lives. From a distance, the man catches a glimpse of a dark figure walking in the snow. He tries to zoom in, but the quality is poor, and we can't quite make much of it. Although the quality is bad, the man is convinced that what he caught on camera is the thing that terrorizes his village, with many people reporting hearing heavy footsteps outside their houses at night. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot? What do you think? Uploaded about 4 years ago, this clip still serves as stuff of nightmares for whoever watches it. Recorded by a security camera mounted on the front of the house to keep an eye on burglars or intruders. This clip recorded a terrifying thing. At first, nothing seems unusual, but then a figure appears to be coming towards the gate of the house. and as moments pass, we can see that the figure walks through the gate without even opening it. Many people on the internet blamed it on the camera being faulty, but if it was that, then how did he not open the gate before entering? The figure starts off as a weird silhouette of a man and ends up as a normal human being walking towards the house. And that's what is most scary about this clip. No one in the house had ever seen this man before, even in their neighborhood, and according to them, they never saw anyone entering the house either. But then what was it? For me, the video looks quite genuine, but there's still a chance that it could be edited or a glitch. A man was filming a river in Payson Canyon when he heard noises in trees above the area that caught his attention. He turned his camera as he looked up, trying to catch whatever there was on camera, and that is when he caught the elusive creature on camera. A huge creature can be spotted behind the trees wandering in the woods. The walk looked almost human-like, but the physique did not. The creature looked more like a human than any animal, but a gigantic one, making the man realize it could be the infamous Bigfoot. The man captured the footage in the spring of 2015, but said he was unsure if he should show it to anyone, because he didn't want to sound crazy. However, he later found some courage and uploaded it on YouTube, causing mixed reactions from everyone who laid their eyes on it. As for the authenticity of the video, I leave it up to you, the viewer, to decide. Uploaded on YouTube in 2020, this video looks like something straight out of a horror movie. In just a couple of seconds, it gives us a glimpse into how scary the world could be if we could see the ghosts with naked eyes. It was recorded by a security camera set up in the Garden of Ninfa in Italy, a place otherwise known as one of sublime romantic beauty. It is basically the ruins of a medieval town near Rome, and for now, a great sight for tourists. However, this clip just gives us a glimpse of its most terrifying side, as we spot a ghost crawling on the ground. It appeared to have no legs and disappeared into the bushes just seconds after appearing on the camera. It could be a genuine ghostly encounter, given that Italy as a whole has such a fierce history. Could it be a soldier's ghost reliving its struggling last moments? Humans have always been curious in nature, and untouched places where no one has been for years always spark a pinch of curiosity in us. The same thing happened to this man who saw an abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods and decided to explore it, and that too in the dead of the night. As darkness covered everything, the man moved in the unexplored territory with just his flashlight and camera on, unknown to the danger that was about to come his way. As he moves forward and goes into the cabin, a creepy cryptid appears on the camera, stunned by the sudden appearance of the human who had disturbed its peace. At first, it looked like a cardboard piece or something, but the glowing eyes and the way it slightly turned after spotting the man makes it look legit. The creature was small, had black skin, and two piercingly glowing eyes, giving it a look of a devil in the making. This was enough to freak the man out as he runs for his life. What exactly was that thing? A demon, a ghost, or something else? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago by a man who claimed he had finally recorded a ghost in the cemetery, this clip shows us a weird shadow moving around behind a tombstone. For seconds straight, the shadow keeps moving around. However, the question here is, why exactly was the man there with a camera and a flashlight in the middle of a cemetery so late at night? And why did the ghost not come out of its hiding place and scare the man away? Was it even a real ghost? Or was it just a prank to fool everyone on the internet? This clip was recorded by a man who was running around in the woods when he started hearing weird sounds. According to him, it sounded like a human, so he decided to go and check who it was or if it was someone in need of help. In search of the origin of the voice, he got closer to a well that had been abandoned for hundreds of years and was famous for being haunted. As he got closer, his camera and his eyes both saw a creature in the depths of the well, looking straight at him. The creature of the well had a darkish appearance, with eyes that were glowing with blue light. The sight was so scary, it made the man run for his life, not even thinking twice about the voice he had heard before. Was it the creature that was making these sounds to lure the human nearby? Or was it someone who had fallen into the creature's trap before? I guess as the man ran away and never went back, we might never know. While the family was busy having dinner, the man noticed something weird happening on the camera screen they had in their house. He spotted something unusual on the street and went closer to have a better look. However, still not understanding what it was, the man even shared the video recording on YouTube and also to the mainstream media. The clip showed a weird smoky figure gliding on the street. According to the family, it was a ghost, but many people on YouTube had other opinions. However, even if we consider it as a faulty camera, we can still see the speed with which the figure was floating. It looks a bit too eerie even for a camera glitch. I have a deep appreciation for trail cams, as they provide us with unique perspectives of dense woods that would be otherwise impossible to observe in person. Recently, I came across trail camera footage collected from a Canadian forest where multiple cameras were strategically placed to study the deer population. While the majority of the clips depicted deer peacefully grazing and enjoying their surroundings, there was one particular recording that captured something quite strange. Amidst the serene scenes of deer in the forest, a tall black figure emerged in one of the camera frames. This enigmatic entity appeared humanoid, shrouded in thick black fur, and was only visible for a brief moment before vanishing into the wilderness. Some online viewers have dubbed this mysterious creature the mountain beast, yet I can't help but wonder if its appearance aligns more closely with the legendary Bigfoot. This intriguing video comes from Dettifoss Waterfall in Iceland, showcasing a captivating yet strange sight. Uploaded on Instagram, the footage initially captures the breathtaking rush and power of the waterfall. However, a few seconds into the video, a small dark creature enters the frame, climbing over the cliff's edge with unusual movements. This mysterious being, seemingly a blend of lizard-like features and a humanoid body, draws attention with its distinctive appearance. Its movements suggest a deliberate attempt to either avoid the camera or perhaps engage in some form of stalking on the camera operator. Remarkably, the camera person remained oblivious to the creature's presence during filming, only discovering it upon reviewing the footage. The creature's skin exhibits a rough texture, adding to its strange nature. While speculations lean towards it being a cryptid, the true identity of this creature remains uncertain. We all cherish a gentle breeze, offering a soothing touch on our faces. However, when the weather takes a turn for the worse, the wind can transform from a pleasant experience to a potentially scary force, rivaling the impact of an earthquake. In a video captured by a homeowner through his window, the scene unfolds in his front yard, where two resilient trees stand against the formidable wind. The person behind the camera remarks that the wind feels like it's reaching an incredible speed of 100 miles per hour.
This is easy 100-mile-an-hour winds.
A claim supported by the evident struggle the trees face. Despite their initial resistance, the trees succumb to the immense pressure of the relentless wind.
Oh, our tree's gone! We lost 2 trees! Both. Our front yard is gone.
One by one, they topple over, leaving the homeowner to inform his family that their yard, once adorned with these trees, is now empty. The video captures the terrifying sight of nature's force, prompting reflections on the unpredictability of the wind and the potential dangers it poses. Here's another intriguing video captured by a trail camera, featuring a wild forest creature attempting to interact with it. As the video commences, a hairy figure fills the frame, completely obstructing the view. The creature engages with the camera, suggesting either a curious interest or an attempt to consume it as it fiddles with the device, moving it around. After a period of interaction, the creature eventually exits the frame, bringing the video to an end. While some viewers speculate that this might be the elusive Bigfoot, my interpretation differs. Upon closer observation, as the creature departs, its paw comes into view, resembling that of a bear. Additionally, the fur on the creature closely matches the characteristics of a brown bear. Hence, it seems more plausible that the creature captured on camera was indeed a bear, rather than the mythical Bigfoot, as suggested by some viewers. Back in 2014, a video surfaced on the internet that seemed straight out of a horror movie, gaining considerable popularity. Captured by a police officer's head camera, the footage begins with the officer armed and ready to enter a building, clearly on a mission or responding to a call. As the officer explores the rooms along a long hallway, an unsettling event unfolds. In the distance down the hallway, something on the ceiling starts charging towards the officer. The officer, caught off guard, reacts with terror, screaming, and fleeing as the video abruptly concludes. The creature in question appears humanoid and reminiscent of the mythical figure known as the Rake, moving in an eerie manner along the ceiling. Despite the chilling nature of the footage, I think it could be fake. I did a thorough search on the internet with no corroborating information, leading to speculation that the video might be a promotional stunt for a horror movie or video game. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Imagine something more terrifying than just spotting a strange creature in the forest when you're alone. How about being stalked by one? Well, that's exactly what happened to this tracker. In the video he recorded during his forest venture, dense woods stretch out in front of us, and there's something enormous and black directly staring at the camera. This mysterious figure moves slowly, evident from the falling snow as it shifts. It's covered in thick black fur, and its head shape leans towards the humanoid side. To many, it resembled the classic description of a Bigfoot. Despite the eerie encounter, the tracker courageously heads towards the spot where the creature was seen, providing a closer look. That's a pretty bold move considering the size and strangeness of the creature lurking in the forest. During an afternoon walk in the woods, a couple experienced an unexpected twist when the boyfriend decided to playfully howl. To their shock, a scream echoed back from the depths of the forest.
Do you think it was a person?
Whoa!
I'm like shaking right now. Okay. That scared me. I don't know. Shh.
Unlike a playful response, this growl carries an animalistic tone, leaving the couple bewildered. The eerie sound doesn't match any known animal, adding to the mystery. Feeling a bit terrified, the couple decides to make a hasty retreat from the area. The speculation arises, could this mysterious howl be from a Bigfoot, interpreting the boyfriend's howl as a challenge or threat call? This footage dates back to 1993, capturing a shocking event that fueled skepticism about the existence of aliens. In the video, a serene green field is the backdrop for several cows peacefully grazing. However, things take a bizarre turn when a cow from the distant group starts levitating towards the sky in a straight line, as if something is pulling it upward. As the camera pans towards the sky, a large, bright object shaped like a plate comes into view. The cow disappears into this object, which then rapidly takes off. The following day, the lifeless body of the cow was discovered in a nearby field, seemingly drained of blood. The media interviewed ranch and farm owners in the vicinity, and many expressed anger and frustration about the apparent abduction. One farmer took an unusual precaution, adding antlers to his cows to disguise them as bucks, hoping to deter aliens from abducting them. While the video could be interpreted as a parody, if genuine, it challenges the beliefs of those who deny the existence of extraterrestrial encounters. A video recently surfaced on a TikTok account called Mystery Flies, claiming to capture the sighting of a Bigfoot just outside a camper's tent. In the footage, shot through a small mesh opening of the camp, a large dark brown creature is visible. When the creature turns its gaze toward the tent, an unsettlingly humanoid face is revealed, a massive figure that seems like a cross between an ape and a human. The uploader asserts that they stopped recording when they felt the creature had noticed them, prompting it to run off. The video appears convincing, with intricate details that make CG manipulation unlikely. However, the lingering question is, what was the Bigfoot doing so close to a human campsite? Was it in search of food? Or could there be more sinister motives behind its presence? This TikTok video unfolds a gamer's worst nightmare. From a nanny cam, we witness a kid engrossed in playing virtual reality games, completely unaware of the eerie happenings in the room's corner. A transparent, ghost-like figure with hair on its head and a translucent lower body is seen moving from one corner to the side, eventually standing still, seemingly observing the boy. After a brief pause, the ghost figure moves out of the frame, and the video concludes. The chilling aspect is that the boy remains oblivious to being stalked. The spectral appearance gives off vibes of a child ghost, with only the hair visible and the rest of the body appearing transparent. What adds to the mystery is the uncertainty of the gaming environment. Is this the boy's home, a hospital, or perhaps an office? The video leaves us with more questions than answers. Cameras are typically installed to provide a sense of security, but sometimes the footage they capture can have the opposite effect. In a video from 2015, taken by a house security camera, the focus is on the backyard door. After a few seconds, something peculiar starts moving in the frame. A figure that initially resembles a strange humanoid but gradually transforms into a shadowy form before completely vanishing into thin air. Remarkably, the figure doesn't reach the back door. It disappears before getting there. The mysterious nature of its appearance and disappearance suggests a ghostly presence. The fact that this occurred at 2 in the morning adds an eerie touch, as it's often believed that otherworldly beings are most active during the late hours. Encountering hitchhikers in the middle of the night and on a completely empty road can already be a scary experience. But what if these hitchhikers start turning up in the weirdest shapes hiding along the road, as if they will pounce upon anyone who tries to stop and look? The same thing happened to these men who were driving out at night when they encountered huge creatures crouching on the ground. The creature looked really slim and tall with a human-like posture, but had completely whitish skin with no features like eyes or mouth visible properly. Spotted 2 times on the same road, gave the men an experience they might never forget their whole life. Could this be the famous rake waiting to pounce on unsuspecting victims? This clip, filmed in 2023, might make you think twice about leaving your pantry door open. A frustrated homeowner, tired of finding his pantry perpetually ajar, decided to catch the culprit on camera. What he filmed was unsettling, but not exactly what he expected. The pantry door creaks open on its own, nothing inside. Then, a wild twist, a faint, wispy figure peering down. From my perspective, it looks like the face of a woman with long dark hair, looking as if calling for help. Could it be the ghost of someone who lost their life in a violent event in that house? The man who uploaded this video works at a hotel at night, and according to him, he had seen weird things happen in the hotel, and that is why he tries staying out of it at night. However, no one believed him until he got this video on his camera and showed it to others. At first, everything seems normal with him wandering around in the place, but then he places the camera at a spot and leaves. And as soon as he does, we see chairs falling off and being displaced all over the place. Seconds after that, the man comes back and puts everything in place. But as soon as he leaves again, the same thing happens again. According to him, there were no strings attached, and that was no prank. It was nothing but a glimpse into his everyday life at work. The man in this clip was coming back to his office from the cafeteria, but as he reached the running point of the lobby, he was horribly pushed back by an unknown entity. Even when he tried holding the wall, he was lifted up then slammed back onto the ground. The man hardly made it out alive, as whatever the entity was, it was all into dragging him with it. Was this a well-coordinated stunt, or was it an angry ghost coming to get their revenge? What do you think? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago, this video claimed to have recorded a ghost. As the man leaves the camera recording in the basement and goes upstairs, we can sense something weird that is going on in the room. Moments after the door slightly moves and then a weird face appears from inside the other room. It looked like the face of a man, but that was all. No hands or body or anything else was there. Just a floating face looking straight towards the camera before disappearing back into the darkness. According to the man, he had sensed an unusual presence in his home before too, and that is why he left the camera there. I would certainly move out of the house the second I saw this video. This video went viral in 2020, one when a security camera recorded a man and woman busy in their usual routine getting into the car when a bobcat attacked the woman. The husband rushed in to help his wife, and in the process got hold of the cat. After getting it away from his wife, he tossed the cat into the yard, which startlingly, the bobcat made it make a run for its life, leaving the family alone. You may have encountered unimaginable and mysterious creatures in your life. It is believed that the ocean is home to thousands of creatures, some of which remain unknown to scientists. Could it be possible that some of these unidentified creatures find their way into ponds and lakes? Incidents have been reported worldwide where eerie and unknown creatures have been observed in such bodies of water. In this footage, a family passing by a pond near the road noticed a large number of worm-like creatures in the water. These creatures resemble worms, but differ in structure and form from typical worms or eels. The entire pond was dominated by the population of these unknown creatures. Intrigued, the family decided to stop their car and started recording the scene. They even captured one of these creatures and placed it in a bucket they had with them. It looks a bit like a centipede with all those little arm-like things around it. But as far as I know, they aren't the swimming type. Does anyone have a clue what they might be? I looked a bit online, but I could not find this species. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Here's another Bigfoot captured on camera. A person standing at an elevated location observes some large black creatures below in the woods. They zoom in and out to provide a clearer view of the substantial creature, resembling the typical description of a Bigfoot. However, the video's origin remains uncertain, as we are unaware of where it was recorded and who the recorder is. I can't say for sure whether that's the real thing because I can't see any movement, so it might just be something resembling Bigfoot. The Michigan Dogman, first reported in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan, is a creature from folklore standing 7 feet tall with a bipedal, canine-like appearance. It features blue or amber eyes and a human-like torso, emitting a fearsome howl resembling a human scream. Legends propose its appearance in a 10-year cycle, with sightings scattered across various Michigan locations, primarily in the northwestern part of the Lower Peninsula. This video depicts an eerie creature resembling a dogman, recorded in the woods. Its limbs look very strange, looking a bit like that of a human. However, the entire body structure is that of a dog or wolf. Many have assumed that this would be a small specimen of that dogman legendary creature. What do you think? The debate about the existence of ghosts continues to this day. However, sometimes inexplicable phenomena occur that defy normal explanations. In this footage, a person, taken aback by the unexpected movements of a bike, starts recording. The cycle can be seen moving around on its own. Captured at night in the mere light of a smartphone, the entire scenario appears eerie and unsettling. What's even more unnerving is that the bike isn't only roaming on its own, but is pedaling without anyone present. This is entirely strange and goes against the known laws of the universe. Nothing typically happens without a cause or force. And in this case, the force causing it can't be seen. Does this simply mean that ghosts are real? Ghosts are occasionally undetectable, remaining hidden from human eyes, but at times they reveal themselves. The same scenario unfolds in this video. The individual, having heard numerous stories about a creepy town inhabited by ghosts that emerge at night, decides to stop and observe the town during the night. Exiting his car, he turns on the flash to his camera to document his experience. The entire footage appears somewhat unsettling. Initially, nothing notable or extraordinary catches his eye, but suddenly he directs his camera toward a nearby building. The building looks eerie, but unexpectedly, something unsettling occurs. The person captures footage of a substantial entity moving inside the building. Clearly not human, it appears to be a massive shadow, leaving its identity shrouded in mystery. Upon witnessing the ghostly figure, the person recording the incident hastily runs towards his car. Was that a real encounter with a lost soul trapped inside that building? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot, has long been a mystery people searched for, with many sightings occurring unofficially. But have ever considered witnessing a baby Bigfoot? In this footage, an individual documents a deceased creature resembling a baby Bigfoot. While it shares the appearance described by Bigfoot, it is notably smaller. It's evident that the creature is not human. It has dark hair all over its body and appears bigger than what we'd expect from a human baby. The video was recorded in a wooded area, but details about the recorder and subsequent events remain unclear. I can say for certain whether this video is real or just a prop made to get some views. What do you think? In this video, a man films the peak of a towering mountain. As he zooms in, the camera reveals a surprising sight atop the mountain, a large black figure, its size and shape evoking the image of the legendary Bigfoot. The figure's presence on the cloud, enshrouded peak, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the footage. The contrast between the distant lofty peak and the striking silhouette of the figure is striking. Watching this, one can't help but feel a sense of unease mixed with fascination. The possibility of such a creature like Bigfoot existing in such remote and inaccessible places stirs the imagination and curiosity. Exploring tunnels, especially abandoned ones, and at night has always turned out to be bad, and same was the case with these guys who went to explore a tunnel and ended up disturbing the peace of one of the creatures of the dark. So the creature had to stand up and come closer to warn the humans to keep them refrained from entering its territory again. It's just for a second that we get a small glimpse of a slim figure with long arms and legs standing in the tunnel. But if you ask me, it was for such a short moment that I can't surely say if it was a cryptid or just something that looked like one. What do you think? This video was posted by an individual on Facebook who claimed that his friend filmed two creatures resembling Bigfoots in Yellowstone. The video depicts a vast field, and in the distance, there are two black figures in motion. These figures appear to be similar to apes or gorillas crossing the field. However, even from this long distance, their gait and posture appear human-like, and they have substantial sizes. While gorillas can also grow to large sizes, they don't typically reach the same height as these creatures. Additionally, these two beings' full bodies seem to be covered in thick black fur. The identity of these creatures remains uncertain, and whether they are truly Bigfoots or another type of wildlife is a subject of debate. Encountering something unexplained is frightening in itself, but being stalked by an inexplicable entity takes fear to a whole new level. This video was captured by a trail camera, and initially it appears to show a swamp scene with a deer passing in front of the camera. Nothing unusual, right? However, if you zoom in on the top right corner of the video, you'll notice something lurking behind the trees. As the deer moves past, this mysterious figure also shifts from its hiding spot. It seems like this stalking creature may have been lying in wait for the deer or was attempting to be stealthy in its pursuit. From the video, the creature appears quite large in size and has a robust body frame. To some, it might resemble a Bigfoot, lurking and possibly hunting for its next meal. Security cameras are typically installed in homes to provide a sense of security and safety, reassuring us that we are protected. However, there are times when these cameras capture something that makes us feel quite the opposite, unsettled and unsafe. This picture was shared on Reddit's Creepy Captures subreddit by a user who recounted a strange incident. The user explained that it was midnight when their door security alarm went off. Naturally, they went to check who might be at the door, but to their surprise, there was no one there. Intrigued and concerned, they decided to review the camera footage, and that's when they came across this eerie figure. The figure in the image looks as though it's right out of a horror movie. It has a Slender Man-like face and an overall creepy appearance. Moreover, it seems to be holding something in its hand, adding to the mystery and unease surrounding it. Whatever this bizarre creature may be, one can only hope it never pays them a visit in person. This clip was recorded in the World War II tunnels, which have been abandoned for years. Way below the surface, where radiation levels rise way above average, a small group of people went into these old tunnels to test radiation levels. The camera started to go crazy and was malfunctioning at the lower level of the tunnels. I have to remark just the bravery you'd need to have just to willingly go into such a terrifying looking place, not to mention the radiation. The deepest part of the tunnel can be reached via several steps and wooden slides leading to the bottom. Minutes into the clip, we spot something that would shock anyone. According to the people heading down there, they have seen such sights before, and it is due to the radiation levels that the ghosts of the soldiers start to appear in that place. And truth be told, seeing all the environment and the history of the place, it can be true that the spirits of soldiers wander there still. I have heard of many places that are haunted by long-gone soldiers. This might be one of them. What do you think? Looking quite usual, this picture can haunt anyone for years. It might seem just an innocent-looking picture of a few friends taking a group photo. But if you focus on the background, you will spot something disturbing. We can see two hands appearing from the door in the scariest way possible. They do not look natural. The girls were having a night out and a good time, taking all the pictures with the camera. It wasn't until later that they decided to see all the photographs that they noticed the creepy sight right behind them. The hands do not resemble a human's hand, considering the longer fingers and the sharp nails. Moreover, the hands make it quite obvious that whoever they belong to is a tall being, considering it better to just hide in the darkness. According to the girls, they have never seen anything like this before, and never have they felt any paranormal entity in their house. This was apparently the first and the last time this happened. Personally, if something like this happens to me, I definitely won't be able to sleep in the same house ever. This video might just make you rethink that leisurely stroll through the woods. As this couple is just walking in the forest, they spot something big and dark, moving among the trees. At first, they think it's a bear, which by itself would be enough to worry about, right? Personally, I would certainly not stick around to make this recording. But what is even more scary is that after a few moments, this bear does something bears don't usually do. It stands up on two legs, just like a person. That's when the couple knows it's time to get out of there, fast. The camera's all shaky as they run, trying not to trip over anything, and you can't see any much more after that. So what was that thing? Some say it might be Bigfoot. Considering how it stood up on its two legs, the dark hair covering its entire body, and the overall massive size, could it be true? While some may doubt the existence of ghosts, this video could sway even skeptics. A man at home witnessed a spooky event, a chair swaying on its own. Perplexed by the sight, he grabbed his phone and started recording. Intrigued and somewhat spooked, he called his wife to witness the unusual spectacle.
Hey, hon, come here.
However, the wife, overwhelmed by fear, hesitated to approach the mysteriously moving chair. There is also something this guy said that made me think. He said that this is the most active he's seen it during the day, which makes us realize that this is not the first strange sight this family has had. But the recording took a chilling turn once he got closer to the chair and looked at the reflection. We can clearly see someone standing in the chair, and even more bizarre, we can then see the ghostly entity stand up from the chair, and it lunges at him.
I'm not liking this. Hon, let's go to dinner.
The man was visibly shaken and started calling for his wife to get out of the house for a while. The lingering question remains: what was the ghost's motive behind this unsettling manifestation? Numerous Bigfoot sightings circulate on the internet, with some debunked but a few remain a mystery. This particular sighting, though less known, is quite compelling. The creature captured in the footage closely matches the traditional descriptions of Bigfoot. A man noticed this creature lurking behind the trees. He anticipated its return and decided to document the encounter. After a short wait, the creature emerged among the trees and gradually moved away. Its massive black hair and bipedal form challenges any simple explanation as a mere bear or person. I personally believe that it is something distinct and notably too enormous for it to be just a man in a costume. The man's recording provides undeniable evidence of an encounter with a large, unidentified creature. Forests are mysterious places, and they harbor countless secrets, especially when veiled in darkness during the night. To uncover the mysteries and observe animal behavior, people often deploy trail cameras in the forest. However, these cameras sometimes capture inexplicable phenomena. In one such footage, humanoid figures were caught on a trail camera. Initially, the camera recorded a creature with human-like features, moving on both hands and feet, creating an unsettling and eerie scene. Later, more eerie individuals emerged before the camera. What's unsettling is that they were unclothed and had eerie, slender bodies. Who were these individuals? What were they doing in the forest at night? I have no explanation for this video, so please feel free to comment. In this video, a man is hiking through a forest, likely in autumn, as indicated by the leafless trees. He spots a black, hairy creature off the side of the path, piquing his curiosity. Intrigued, he follows the figure with his camera as it crosses the path, moving calmly and seemingly unaware of being observed. The creature walks on 2 feet, adding to the mystery. As the man continues to film, he momentarily loses sight of the creature among the trees, but persists and manages to recapture its image. This peculiar detail leads to speculation about the creature's identity. The calm demeanor of the creature, especially in the presence of a human, is intriguing. It doesn't exhibit any predatory behavior, which casts doubt on the idea of it being a dangerous entity like a dogman. This raises questions about the authenticity of the video. The footage leaves an unsettling feeling. Is that really the best footage to date of a real dogman, or is it fake? In this chilling video, a policeman is recording while driving on a road at night when he notices a figure in the distance. Initially, it's unclear what the figure is. But as the policeman approaches with his car, the figure becomes more distinct. It appears to be a human, possibly a woman, draped in a white cloak and holding a stick. The sight is deeply unsettling. The policeman, visibly frightened, stops the car and starts yelling, attempting to drive the figure away from the street. However, the situation escalates as the figure, instead of moving away, starts running aggressively towards the car. This reaction sends the policeman into a panic, causing him to drive backwards frantically. As the video concludes with the figure at the side of the car and the policeman's terrified screams, it leaves a haunting impression. The figure's behavior and appearance in the desolate road at night evoke thoughts of something supernatural, possibly a witch, adding a layer of fear and mystery to the encounter. This video, captured by a street surveillance camera, shows a young boy playing alone in a park, surrounded by trees. Suddenly, the calm scene takes a dramatic turn when a dog appears, chasing a bear. It becomes clear that the bear had been dangerously close to the unsuspecting child, and the dog's intervention potentially saved the boy from a hazardous encounter. The presence of a bear so close to a child is alarming, and the dog's quick response is both brave and crucial. The bear, seemingly startled by the dog, is driven away from the park area. The footage leaves a lasting impression of the unexpected nature of wildlife encounters, especially in areas frequented by people. This incident could have taken a much more dangerous turn, if not for the timely intervention of the courageous dog. This video, though cute, leaves an unsettling feeling about the increasing interactions between wildlife and residential areas. It makes me wonder what is going on and why are these encounters so frequent. This video, captured by a garage surveillance camera, shows a startling and unusual animal encounter. A man is seen working on a project at a table in his garage, seemingly occupied with his task. Unexpectedly, a squirrel enters the garage, and in a surprising turn of events, it aggressively attacks the man, leaping onto his face. The man quickly reacts, removing the squirrel and fleeing, visibly injured from the encounter. Squirrels are generally known for being skittish and keeping a distance from humans, making this aggressive behavior highly unusual and concerning. This incident, where a typically timid creature like a squirrel launches an attack, is indeed alarming. It suggests an unusual shift in the behavior of wildlife, perhaps indicating stress or confusion in their natural environment, probably caused by humans. In this intriguing video, filmed from the perspective of a driver on the road, we witness an unexpected and baffling event. The driver is following a heavy tonnage truck, when suddenly the truck makes a swift turn, as if trying to avoid something. Initially, the reason for this abrupt maneuver is unclear. However, the mystery deepens as the camera reveals a man in a lab coat appearing seemingly out of nowhere on the right side of the truck. The suddenness of his appearance raises questions, as he was definitely not visible before. This unusual occurrence gives the impression that the man might have teleported onto the road, although this seems far-fetched. The video leaves me with a strange feeling, primarily due to the inexplicable appearance of the man in the lab coat. The incident seems to defy logical explanation, adding a sense of wonder and unease. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera in an office, we observe a typical work scene. A man is engaged in a video conference when suddenly his demeanor changes. He appears startled and begins to look around anxiously, as if he's heard something alarming. The calm of the office is abruptly shattered when a squirrel unexpectedly jumps into the room, causing a chaotic reaction. The man, clearly terrified, responds with a scream, grabs a bat, and jumps onto his desk in a frantic attempt to avoid the small intruder. The video captures the humorous yet startling effect a small animal like a squirrel can have when it enters an unexpected environment like an office. This video, recorded by surveillance cameras inside a house, captures a series of eerie occurrences that suggest a paranormal presence. The first footage shows a girl playing with her dolls. Notably, in the corner of the room, another doll dressed in a purple dress with two ponytails exhibits strange behavior. Its head slowly moves on its own, stirring questions about a possible ghostly presence in the house. In the second footage, taken in a different room, the same girl is seen doing her homework. Initially, papers on the table start moving abruptly, startling the girl and causing her to flee the room. Upon her return, the unexplained movements resume. Papers flutter again, her pencil box falls to the floor, and the table begins to shift by itself, as if manipulated by an unseen force. The incidents in this video, particularly the unexplained movements of inanimate objects, leave an unsettling impression. It suggests the presence of a ghost, seemingly intent on making its presence felt. Recorded in 2016, this video was anonymously posted on YouTube, and it features something that can be absolutely considered to be the stuff of nightmares. The man keeps saying that they heard someone screeching, and it was not anything like they have heard before. So he went down and out of the house to look if it was an animal in need of help or something, but instead found a creepy cryptid right on the roof staring back at him. It looked like a human with white straight hair, staring right at him. In seconds, the creature ducked back down and disappeared in the darkness. No matter how much the man tried, he could not find it again. The face of the creature reminds me of the rake, but it seems way too calm compared to the descriptions I have heard about. What do you think?
For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.